Sure, we have the verdict. He has been found guilty of both counts, Ashley. I've got to say, shock in the courtroom. Guilty of conspiracy to commit kidnapping of women, also guilty of wrongfully accessing a federal database. I can tell you that the entire defense team was clearly shocked. They all slumped forward at the same time. The defendant, completely grief-stricken. His mother in the courtroom kept on shaking her head no. His father almost folded onto himself in a state of disbelief. The courtroom was absolutely packed, but I will say that most courtroom observers that have been following this case day in and day out with me were very, very surprised at this verdict.
So, Sonny, when you break those charges down, the conspiracy itself was about rape and kidnap and murder. And so a guilty verdict with all of that, notwithstanding the accessing the police database, that guilty verdict, this is a potential life sentence, isn't it?
That's right. He is facing life in prison on the first count, on that conspiracy count. The second count exposes him up to 5 years in prison. Now, this is a former New York City police officer with no criminal history. And so in federal court, I suspect that he won't get life in prison, but you just don't know. These are very serious charges, and he was convicted on not one, but both counts just this morning.
And we all know those federal sentences are pretty true to the number, too. You don't get a whole bunch of time off for good behavior. And there are co-conspirators as well who have yet to be tried. Sonny Hostin will continue to follow it. Thank you for that breaking